Today I'm going to do corn and black bean soup. Now this is a recipe that's using some of the canned produce that you have. It could be using some of the frozen produce you have. And it's also using the slow cooker because this time of year it's sports season and music season and planting season, and there's just not a lot of time for cooking. So I've got a slow cooker here. I'm going to spray it with a little non-vegetable spray, just so that things won't stick so much. It'll be a little easier to clean up later on. You could use one of the liners that are available now also instead of spraying it. Spraying it just is a little bit easier for me. So we're just going to basically put a lot of things in. I have 1½ cups of canned or frozen corn. Now if you are using frozen corn in a slow cooker, I'd recommend that you run it under a faucet, put it in a colander, and just to thaw it out just a little bit. We want to get some of the real chill off of it before you start because we want things to start warming up quickly. I've got 2 cups of black beans. These could either be canned or freshly cooked. 2 cups of stewed tomatoes, and here you can use a Mexican style or you can use an Italian style. You can use your own, whichever one you either have in the cupboard or is easy to find. I have 2 cups of diced cooked tomatoes. Now you notice that I drained the corn. I also drained and rinsed the beans because I wanted to get some of that thick material off of that. If you thought that this might get a little bit too thick as it cooks, because it's going to cook 5 to 9 hours depending whether you're cooking it on low or high, then I would save some of that liquid that you drain off the corn. You can use that to thin it down as it cooks a little bit later. I've also got 4 green onions that I have sliced, and either half of a small or 1 small or half of a large green pepper that is sliced, and I cut them in half because this is going to be a soup and you don't want people to have to use a fork and a knife to eat it. I've also got 4 ribs of celery that are diced, and then to season this I have a teaspoon of cumin, 3 teaspoons or 1 tablespoon of chili powder, and 1 clove of garlic. And we're simply going to turn the heat on high when we get everything in here and let it cook anywhere on high from 4 to 6 hours. Stir it up a little bit, make sure it's all blended. If you're going to be away longer than that, you can go ahead and do this recipe, but turn it on low and it'll cook anywhere from 8 to 9 hours. Be ready when you get home from a day at soccer or a day at work, either one. Again, turn it on high and let it go. You're going to make sure you cover it and then don't open it very often, because every time you open it you lose at least 30 minutes worth of heat. So you want to keep the lid on and just let it peek through the top and try to restrain yourself from peeking in, and trust me, that's one of the hardest things that I have to approach. I have one that's already done, and you can see we have it bubbling away here. This one's been cooking about 5 hours now. It's cooked down so that it smells great. And you can see all the colors have muted a little bit and blended together. We're going to serve this up. This is actually a meatless meal because we have the corn, we have the beans. So this is something that you can have as a meal or as a side dish if you want to serve it in a little bit smaller amounts. I put it with a couple of corn muffins. You can use your imagination as what it's going to go with. But I think you're going to like this one. It's easy, it's flavorful, and it helps you use up some of those canned vegetables that you have in your cabinet. I hope you're going to try it. It's corn and black bean soup.